Graduands, guests and colleagues, my name is Edward Joyner from York Alumni Association and I am delighted to welcome you to graduation. I have a few announcements to make before we begin so that you can relax and enjoy the ceremony. Graduands, an easy job to start with. Please check that your seat number matches the number on your ticket because you'll be called to the stage in this order. If you discover that they don't match, our team of stewards can help you locate your seat. At the appropriate time, you will be invited by the stewards to stand and to make your way to the foot of the stairs, ready to head up the stairs and across the stage. All very straightforward. However, there are two things which make for a seamless ceremony. Firstly, as soon as the person ahead of you begins to cross the stage, please make sure you make your way up the stairs. Please don't wait until they have passed across the stage before you reach the top of the stairs. Secondly, don't let the excitement and pride overwhelm you so much that you forget to pick up your parchment after you've crossed the stage. If you do, don't worry, you will have still graduated. But don't try to go back because you'll collide with someone coming the other way. Instead, please visit the graduation information desk in the Spring Lane building 30 minutes after the ceremony to collect your parchment there. Graduands, you are asked to raise or doff your cap rather than shake hands with the Deputy Vice-Chancellor when you are called on stage. And please do feel free to pause for a moment at the spot marked X in the centre of the stage for that all-important photo opportunity. At the end of the ceremony, graduates are asked to process out of the hall directed by the stewards. Family and friends, the stewards will show you the exits once the graduates have left the hall. If the fire alarm should sound at any point, please remain in your seats. Instructions will be given and we will escort you to the nearest exit. Today, our graduating students become alumni of the University of York, and you will join an international community of over 165,000 York alumni in 188 countries. Your Alumni Association is a vibrant and active global network offering events, services, and opportunities designed to help you make connections with other alumni around the world and to support your career development. We'll be with you there every step of the way as you embark on this next chapter, and you'll shortly receive an email giving further details of the ways in which you can remain connected and involved. Do please follow our alumni social media channels on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, X, and check out the Alumni Association website to keep in touch and learn more about life as a York graduate. As you get your first job or take up further study or training, please remember to keep in touch and let us know what you're doing. Understanding the career paths that you take will help us provide the right support for current students and make sure we continue to offer graduates like you relevant information and opportunities. Please remember to join us for your celebratory reception following the ceremony in the Exhibition Centre, where you'll be able to celebrate your achievement with a complimentary glass of fizz and a selection of other refreshments. Finally, can I ask you to please mute your mobile telephones, and if you are comfortably able, please would you stand.
I declare open this ceremony for the conferment and celebration of awards. Please be seated. Well, a very good afternoon to those graduating, to our honorary graduates, to family and friends, and to colleagues. It's my great privilege to welcome you all to our ceremony here today. Today marks a significant landmark, whether you are receiving an award or sharing in the celebration. Last year, we celebrated the 60th anniversary of the foundation of the University of York. It was a year for us to reflect on the success that the university has become, on our worldwide reputation for discovery and education. We mark today the achievements of the latest class of graduates as they join the distinguished company of our alumni from those 60 years, people who have made a difference in the world, justifying the vision of our founders on the role for public good that a university in York could play. In any one of those 60 years, it was a major achievement to obtain a York degree. In this year, we particularly celebrate your achievement for the resilience you showed as you advanced through the stages of your education through the uncertain, disrupted, and distressing times of the pandemic. It was not always easy to make sense of what was taking place in those days. Degree studies should add perspectives and abilities to help in the search for meaning. The response to COVID was throughout based on ambiguous and contested information and vigorous debate. There were remarkable and rapid advances in medicine and significant changes in how organizations functioned. Our graduates here today in business and society have acquired and practiced skills relevant to the extraction of meaning from uncertain information, a valuable ability for our times, whether you are starting, for those starting a career in business. This ceremony is also a tremendously proud moment for the staff who supported the graduates through their studies. Some join us here today, and your professionalism and dedication has supported the students to reach their achievements that we celebrate today. The academic team, student experience team, department academic and communication skills team, and open door teams, so lots of teams, did an amazing job, including in helping students to build the social networks within and across their programs, including at some particularly joyful social events. Staff from the School of Business and Society highlighted to me how well the students graduating today adapted to a totally new learning environment post the pandemic. The students engaged fully with the opportunities for developing learning, and learning skills that were provided, and with the social events which some of our outstanding student representatives were responsible for organising. Staff also highlighted that the students were a pleasure to work with, very friendly, and adept at building strong networks amongst themselves. Perhaps this was a response to the sudden sense of freedom and opportunity you felt emerging from the shadow of COVID and strict lockdowns in some of your home countries. A notable feature of the graduation ceremonies today is the presence of graduates from our online programs. We have 40 students attending in person, graduating from 4 online master's programs today in Innovation Leadership and Management, International Business Leadership and Management, Finance Leadership and Management, and Public Administration. Our online students come from over 80 countries worldwide and are identifiable today by a green ribbon. I extend a particularly warm welcome to York to all of you. Some of you will be visiting York for the first time. To all our graduates, having successfully navigated all the challenges in front of you, today you join an alumni community of 166,000 people in more than 150 countries. The skills and aptitudes that the degree certifies set you up for careers in public service, including healthcare, in business, and in the charitable sector. Education at York is embedded in an environment that advances knowledge through our research, and we are incredibly proud of our achievements. In the School of Business and Society, a major research programme, Fix Our Food, is investigating all aspects of a sustainable food system to promote health and well-being. This evidence-based project has published a manifesto for the 2024 general election, including a range of evidence-based proposals around the tax regime on food and how to improve children's diets through policy on school meals and snacks. This is one example of the many ways in which the University of York's highly esteemed research makes tangible differences to the world. This world can seem an unsettling place for more reasons than global pandemics. Disruption from technology is causing the future of work itself to be questioned by some, and the scale of the climate emergency can sometimes seem overwhelming. The York economics graduate and MIT professor Darren Acemoglu wrote in his recent book about how the Industrial Revolution of the 19th century led to changes in work that ultimately created many more fulfilling and rewarding jobs than were lost through the application of automation and machines in ways that were not obvious beforehand. Seems to me that a sense of optimism for the future has a key precondition which we see being met in front of us today. It requires people with a sense of agency and purpose and the skills and opportunity to act on these. Acemoglu in his book makes the point that the impact of technological changes and how the dividends are shared have been and will be in the future both positive and negative. What actually happens arises from human choices as much as the capability of the technology. We look to the graduates, the students graduating this week, to shape these outcomes for the public good through your choices and actions, whether big or small. Our futures will be shaped as much by the values and ethics that you demonstrate as breakthroughs such as in big data. Over the 60 years since foundation, the University of York has been shaping the future through its impact in the city, its discoveries, and through our graduates and their influence in the world. To those graduating today, we are very proud of what you have achieved to date and anticipate what you will do in the future. When I see you here today, my sense of optimism for the future is reinforced. So enjoy your day, congratulations, and the best of luck for your future. Thank you.
Professor Philip Lindsley will present the class of 2024 on behalf of the School for Business and Society.
Deputy Vice-Chancellor and Provost, I have the honour to present the following candidates. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Management, for research in S-Vine copulum models for time series, Jialing Han. For research in supply chain resilience and sustainability, Yujia Luo. For research in partnership tensions in systems social marketing, Yakub Suleiman. For research in international business, Hui Wong. For the degree of Master of Science in Finance, Leadership and Management, Emmanuel Ando Dadzi. Roger Thompson. For the degree of Master of Science in Innovation, Leadership and Management, Samantha Bradley. Martin Coalfield. Aaron Cooper. Trudy Davis. Andrew Dixon. Rebecca Donnelly. Stacey Fawcett. Lucy Finney. Hendrik Heitman. Ernel Mariano. Vanya Nedelcheva. Adedeji Olonaike. Judith Pratt. Matthew Robinson. Jennifer Sadeji Moverhead. Chris Shorter. Oliver Smith. Simone Vieira Lopez. Erica Wilfong. Tadeusz Zielinski. For the degree of Master of Science in International Business Leadership and Management, Saeed Beit Ali Suleiman. Samuel Barker. Dalia Elkanawe. Kazi Yanatul Fedus. Andrzej Shirasek. Dominic Michelson. Sandy Chio. Eleanor Raitt. Catherine Thwaites. Lenka Visoka. For the degree of Master of Science in International Business, Ashish. Deyue Chun. Si Chun. Ying Chi Chun. Guo Liang Chung. Priyam Jain. Taran Kumaran. Fengyu Li. Yang Li. Wanling Liang. Yuanqing Liang.
The vocal ensemble Eonomy will perform Somewhere Over the Rainbow, arranged by Frankie Gorham.
For the degree of Master of Science in International Business, Chi Fan Ma. Yuta Ogino. Aman Palatham Vitel. Hui Hee Run. Niana Bhuvaneshwaram Sendil Raja. Boyi Wong. Jin Yong Yu. Yin Tseng. No? Are you 64? Yin Zheng. Wei Zhou. For the degree of Master of Science in International Business and Strategic Management, Dilpreet Kaur. Faith Eloa Donwa. Sijie Guo. Sartak Gupta. Pok Hon Lee. Thomas Lenton. Vishnu Padmanabhan. Ishan Oka. Vishnu Padmanabhan. Elwyn Pays. Rajan Patak. Ketan Patel. Venkat Purushothaman. Rohitha Ravuri. Shimin Ruan. Viraj Mehu Kumar Shah. Nisha Sharma. Jiali C. Anushka Vadodaria. Xiaji Wong. Jia Hao Shu.
Professor Bob Doherty from the School for Business and Society will now present our honorary graduate, Sarah Davies.
Good afternoon, everybody. Deputy Vice-Chancellor, Provost. Sarah Davies was born in Coundon, County Durham, England in 1984. She was raised with an inherent sense of running a business from an early age as her parents, Sue and Frank, who are here today, just over here, I'm going to embarrass them, owned a decorating store since she was born. The business, called Weir Valley Decorating Centre, was run by her mum Sue and is now run by her sister Helen, and is called Decorating Centre Online, Frank, her dad, was an engineer. Sarah graduated from the University of York with a first-class business degree in 2006. She had great support from one of our leading academics, Dr. Lynn Baxter, who I'm going to embarrass now by pointing her out. He was very instrumental in Sarah's career. Whilst at the university, Sarah was introduced to the world of crafting during a placement in a small craft company. It was here that she spotted a gap in the market for a tool that could create bespoke envelopes for handmade cards. And with the aid of her retired engineer father, Frank, and a local carpenter, she designed a product called the Enveloper. Sarah launched her innovative product on the TV chopping channel Ideal World, selling 30,000 units within 6 months. It was the craft product to have. By the time she graduated, the business she had established, Crafter's Companion, was turning over £500,000. How determined Sarah must have been to be working hard on her business while studying for her finals. A key breakthrough for the business was Sarah's foray into the US market. Sarah researched the market for several years and acquired a small business in California to build from and set up their own TV shopping channel. And by 2009, the US business was larger than the one in the UK. In 2012, Sarah's company diversified into arts products with the brand Spectrum Noir. Today, Crafter's Companion is a global retailer specialising in craft and creative products and has its headquarters and global warehouse in Newton Aycliffe, County Durham. It exports crafting supplies to more than 40 countries worldwide and employs hundreds of people both in the UK and at its US head office in California. The company also has its own live streaming channel, Crafters TV, where Sarah and a team of craft experts demonstrate new products and teach crafting techniques to their craft community who tune in from countries all over the world. Sarah has been recognised with a number of awards for her work as an entrepreneur. In 2010, she was awarded the Ernst & Young Emerging Entrepreneur of the Year Award. In 2013, she was presented with the Entrepreneur of the Year at the Shell Women of the Year Awards, and she was listed in startups.co.uk Young Guns Entrepreneurs of the Year class of 2015. Sarah was appointed member of the Order of the British Empire in 2016 New Year's Honours List for services to the economy. She has also been the recipient of 2 Lloyds Bank National Business Awards, the Santander Small to Medium-Sized Business of the Year Award in 2010, and the Outstanding Contribution to British Business Award in 2019. Her company was also awarded the Queen's Award for Enterprise for International Trade in 2020. In April 2019, Sarah joined BBC One's Dragon's Den as the show's youngest ever female investor. She was actually invited to pitch on the show 13 years prior, but her business was actually doing too well to fit the requirements for Dragon's Den. She also recites the story of how her friend rang up the BBC, posing as a potential entrepreneur to pitch, but instead asked that Sarah be considered as a female dragon. All a big ploy for Sarah to finally be asked to be part of Strictly Come Dancing, a lifelong dream of hers. On her first day in the den, they were all invited to taste the snacks of street food entrepreneur, and when Tuka Sullivan bounced up first, Sarah said, "Hang on a minute, ladies first," to which the experienced dragon, Deborah Meaden, replied, "Sarah, we are all equal here, we are all dragons." Some of you may remember that. Sarah, I watch Dragon's Den regularly, and I've been struck by your insightful advice and your flair and your humour. You are a great role model, a young entrepreneur flying the flag for females in business. Your story is very inspiring for our students to see not only someone successful that they have heard of, but someone who actually started their business at university. In September 2021, Sarah joined the cast of the 19th series of Strictly Come Dancing, where she was partnered with Eliash Shorinak. They made a great pairing, which continued in the Strictly Live tour, which followed in January 2022, and the two families have become very close friends. Sarah broke the Strictly Come Dancing record, some of you may remember this, by being bottom of the leaderboard in week 1 with 17 points, and then top of the leaderboard in week 2 with 34 points. Incredible. If you remember, it was a foxtrot, which is Eliash's favourite dance. And now I have a scoop for you, a scoop heard only here today, and Sarah will launch a new book in 2025 called The 6-Minute Entrepreneur, with 52 lessons, and we'll start a new series in March 2024 called Making It, which will profile leading investors and their journeys to turn their ideas into a reality. Sarah is infused by the University of York's plans to become an entrepreneurial university, which will be led by both Enterprise Works and the School for Business and Society, really creating a culture of entrepreneurship right across the university. So today, I agree. Deputy Vice-Chancellor, for her years of leadership and dedication in pioneering entrepreneurship, for sharing her skills and knowledge on Dragon's Den and showing the opportunities for young female entrepreneurs, it is with great pleasure that I present to you Sarah Davis for the degree of Doctor of the University, honoris causa.
By the power vested in me by the University of York, I take great pleasure in conferring on you the degree of Doctor of the University, honoris causa. Congratulations.
Crikey. Thank you, Bob. He didn't have to do his research, did he? I've written a little speech, but did you know these have pockets in? Just learnt that earlier. Yes, thank you so much for those kind words. Am I allowed to call you Bob, or is it Dr. Doherty? Thanks, Bob. Honestly, what an absolute honour it is to be here. I can't put into words, and I remember being exactly where you were. It's 18 years. My mum and dad were sitting up in that top corner for me, and I did the little scooch on and the wave up in the corner, thinking, don't embarrass me and scream out, Mum. But, you know, it was this very hall. It just brings back so many memories. And I just remember at the time just being buzzing, so excited about everything that I'd learned at university and ready for that kind of next chapter in my life. And as Bob said, you know, I started the business at university, so I was a good 9 months into the business by the time I graduated. So I have to say, I spent probably 3 of the happiest years of my life here, and I'm a pretty happy person, and I've had a damn good life. So it's a big thing for me to say that. I was a Derwent undergraduate, D block around the corner. Any Derwent D blockers in? Tumbleweed. There was talk of knocking it down when I was there. I heard they've made it a grade 2 listed building now, so no chance of that. Right. It's no exaggeration when I want to impress on you that it was my time here that really shaped my career and drive as a business owner and an entrepreneur. As Bob said, I started my business Crafters Companion when I was still at university in my final year. Now, at the time, the management school, believe it or not, they only took 30 students a year. So that I was one of only 30 in the management school. And most of them came to read management because they had aspirations to go on and become managers within organisations. I was the only student out of all 30 of us who had the aspiration to be an entrepreneur and to manage my own company. And I was so thrilled years later when I came back to speak at the university, and by this point we had hundreds of students every year, and I asked for a show of hands how many people were looking to follow the same career path as me. And it was about a third of the students in the class. And then to sit today and have lunch with the team and hear about the drive for entrepreneurialism and the vision that this university has now has filled me with such pride and energy. I do so much work out there now, working with people who are aspiring entrepreneurs. You know, we make up the backbone of the British economy. I think it's so important to have that bedded in at this level. Now, my kind of intention as I came to university was to learn as much as I could, take it away, and as Bob said, I was going to go home and I was going to teach my mum and dad how business was done in the 21st century. Right? That was my plan, and I'd read it all in textbooks, and these lecturers had told me that's how you do business, so I must be right. And it was a 4-year course I did, where you did 2 years studying and then you went and worked for a year. And it was when I did that sandwich placement year, and I went out to work for a small family-run business in the craft industry. And I'll be really honest, it's not like I was an avid crafter that had aspirations to start up a business here. I fell into this industry on that sandwich year, but I fell in love with the industry. I fell in love with the people who crafted, and I felt so passionate about it, I wanted to start a business in that area. And I came back to university in the September of my final year with a head full of magic, a load of ideas. And if there's one thing that you'll learn about me is if I'm doing something, we're starting it yesterday. You know, I'm not going to wait till I graduate. We're on that path now. And I remember getting back in the September and starting the business in the October and trying to juggle running the business. I lived on 5th Avenue at the time. I was running the business. I lived with 4 of the management students. I thought, well, you know, don't look a gift horse in the mouth. And I had them on writing business plans and marketing plans for me. And then when I'd go to lectures, they would answer the phone. I had a phone line and a fax machine installed, and trained them all in how to make handmade envelopes so that they could troubleshoot with the little old ladies who bought me enveloper off the TV, didn't know how to make a 5x7-inch envelope. They could talk them through it on the phone. And that's kind of how I started that's how I started the business. And I just think it's one of those things, you know. I had the passion, the drive, and the determination. And I remember so many people saying to me, well, can you not just wait? You know, you'll graduate in the summer and then you can start the business, and you don't want to let your studies go by the wayside. You've worked so hard for 2 years, you don't want to fall at the last hurdle. You know, I was on for a first-class honours degree, and everybody was convinced that there's no way I could do the studying I needed to keep that up and also be able to run the business. And I was determined. I was determined to make a success of the business, and I was determined to show everybody that I really could do what I wanted if I put my mind to it. And I look back now on that year of my life, and I don't actually know how I got through it. It was just ridiculously long hours. I remember falling asleep on a night reviewing my papers for the dissertation because I had to be up at 8 o'clock the next morning and start dealing with the customer inquiry emails. And I just did it with a hell of a lot of drive and determination. And I think, you know, as Bob said, when I graduated that summer, I came out at the end of it, and I got the first-class honours degree. And it was down to the support and help of my friends, the other students that were there with me and showed the belief in me. And also, as Bob mentioned, you know, Lynn, one of my tutors, she was there for me every step of the way, supporting me in both my personal life when I was trying to juggle everything and my professional life. And I remember she coached me through writing my dissertation using my own business as a case study. You know, if you think all them hours and hours you spend writing this stuff and you think it's for the sake of academia, I remember taking that dissertation that I wrote, and then the first business meeting I went to with Business Link to help me support the business, I handed them my dissertation and I said, this is what I'm going to do. All this research I've spent the last year doing, I'm going to put it into practice in my own business. And it really was powerful and meaningful. So it's no lie when I say that, you know, the university really did set me up for success in that next stage of my life. As Bob said, I now have a global business. We employ hundreds of people, turning over tens of millions of pounds. And then my side hustle is my investment portfolio, as I say, and then my hobby is my fledgling TV career. And I feel like that year I did at York, when I learnt to juggle everything and believe in myself and know that if I kept going, I would get there, has set me up with the real mantra of what gets me through life now. So if there's one thing I want you to all take away from today, from me standing here telling you my story, it's that you all have what it takes to achieve whatever it is you want to go on and achieve in your life. You just need to have that drive, determination, and more important than anything else, the self-belief, and that will see you through. So good luck in the next chapter of your life. I hope it's as exciting as you as it has been for me, and congratulations on getting to today.
For the degree of Master of Science in International Business and Strategic Management, Yun Chi Ying. Weibo Zhong. Lina Zhao. For the degree of Master of Science in Management with Business Finance, Ru Yuan Chun. Kesav Dinesh Nair. Hao Ji Dong. Wenbo Feng. Jingwen Kwok Guo. Jinghan Hong. Li Hong. Ning Yu Li. Joshua Merrick. Hao Chuan Pan. Erica Rodriguez Marino. Deepal Sanjay Sega. Shinlei Shi. Fraser Strand. William Swain. Hong Min Trin. Zi Chung Xiang. Jing Yang Zhou. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Business and Management, Seba Bassi. Anamaika Anil Kumar. Janat Bajwa. Jasmine Kokash. Freya Kostik. Alexander Farnell. Alexander Lazenby. Nicholas Partridge. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Business and Management with a year in Industry, Jamie Gray. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Accounting, Business, Finance and Management, Aram Abaeni Abkare. Jordan Keane. Chuk Lam Hung. Tasmia Mushtaq. Sarajan Parameswaran. Georgia May Paul. Rose Smith. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Actuarial Science with year in Industry, Emily Beaumont Figan. Hazel Ndlovu. Pooja Parapali. Vaishnavi Vijitaraj. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Business and Management, Shiran Lee. Nail Singh. For the degree of Postgraduate Diploma in International Business, Yasmin Keskin. For the degree of Postgraduate Diploma in International Business, Leadership and Management, Mary Sayers. For the degree of Bachelor of Science, Lewis Albrecht. George Krishna Pillay.
Dr. Duncan Jackson, Head of Academic Practice, will present candidates from the class of 2024.
Deputy Vice-Chancellor and Provost, I have the honour to present the following candidates for the degree of Postgraduate Certificate in Academic Practice. Monamal Asan. Joyashish Dubgupta. Claudio Guinara.
It's a huge pleasure to introduce Emily Beaumont, our student orator, who will speak on behalf of the class of 2024. Our student orators have been invited to speak in recognition of their hard work on behalf of the student community and commitment to their studies. Our speakers have pursued the most enriching experience they could during their time at York, as well as giving back to the community. On behalf of the class of 2024, I give you Emily Beaumont.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon to esteemed faculty member, fellow graduates, family, and friends. Today, we gather here to celebrate a significant milestone in our lives. And as we stand on the precipice of these new chapters, I want to implore you to reflect on the journey that has brought us here and the invaluable lessons that we've learned along the way. Specifically, how the connections we have forged in university have played a pivotal role in our unique experience. Throughout our time at York, we witnessed the power of community in action. We have seen how individuals of different backgrounds, beliefs, and aspirations can come together to create something extraordinary. Like NightSafe, it's a community service, student-led volunteering service that goes out on student nights to make sure that students get home safe. These people who took care of us at times when perhaps we couldn't take of ourselves. We also experience the strength that lies in unity, collaboration, and mutual support through challenges like COVID-19. When many of us struggle to keep sane, And many times it was the open door staff that lent a hearing ear and made sure that we had a grip on our mental health. In our classrooms, we have engaged in discussions and challenged one another's perspectives. But we have also learned to turn to a classmate and admit that I have no idea what this is, and I really need your help. We have learned that true growth occurs when we embrace diversity of thought and actively seek out different viewpoints. Community taught us the importance of open-mindedness, empathy, and respect for others. Beyond the classrooms, we have been part of various clubs and extracurricular activities that have allowed us to connect with others. For some, it was a space where we could explore our talents, but for others, perhaps a method to distract ourselves from more stressful degrees. It could be as simple as a group of friends having a fun night out at Salvas, taking the bus back home at 5 a.m. before turning up to our 9 a.m. lecture, to something perhaps much more complex, like international students, providing us with a sense of belonging and friendships that could feel like family when we need it the most. Moreover, our university community has extended beyond campus borders. We have had the privilege of engaging with the broader community through volunteer work, internships, and research projects. These experiences have shown us the transformative power of service and the profound impact we can have in the lives of others. We have learned that by giving back to our communities, we not only enrich the lives of those around us, but also find fulfillment and purpose in our own lives. As a scholarship recipient, I can attest to how the generosity of some individuals and their deep sense of community can be life-changing and encouraging. Let us go forth with the spirit of community in our hearts. In a world that often feels divided, let us strive to build inclusive communities wherever we go, fostering environments that celebrate diversity, promote collaboration, and uplift one another. Together, we can create a future where unity triumphs over division, where compassion prevails over indifference, and where the power of community can transform lives. As we bid farewell to our university as students and we become alumni, let us express our gratitude to the faculty, staff, and mentors who have guided us on this transformative journey. Let us also acknowledge the unwavering support of our families and loved ones who have stood by us throughout the challenges and celebrated our efforts. Congratulations on your graduation day. I wish you happiness, fulfillment, and a deep sense of community wherever life takes you. Thank you.
Emily, thank you. The University of York, founded 60 years ago, believed strongly in a university as a place of community and of people learning from each other, and they set out to organise the university and to the architecture of the university to enable that. So they would have been overjoyed to hear your speech today, 60 years on. So thank you very much. Well, that's it. So I declare this ceremony closed.